Hi there, Cosmic Family. My name is Eliali. In this incarnation, I am here today to talk about the energies of this next week from today, February 23rd, until March 3rd. March 2nd, sorry. The most important event of this week is the new moon in Pisces that I already did a video talking about that. Not only because it is given in this sign in which we have the North Node, the lunar North Node, but also because we begin the eclipse season, and this is a moment where the air could be weird. we are dealing with a strange energy. The dreams are intensified, and we start to transit events, experiences, situations that are linked with destiny. Destiny is something that we are co-creating with our decisions, unconscious or unconsciously, but also it is this karmic process in which we experiment beginnings and endings in situations that are actually aligned with our purpose of the soul in this incarnation, independently of our perception and what we think that situations should be. So, you could be already feeling this energy. I'm going to go in order. The first transit that we have, it is on February 25th, conjunction of Mercury and Saturn in the degree 20 of Pisces. I talked about this yesterday. I left a video about this. So, this aspect has its lights and its shadows. I'm not going to deepen in this. I just wanted to add that if you are experimenting like the shadows, the lights are more linked with commitment, with something that we want to build in the long term. If you experiment the shadows, it is important to identify that and not to leave everything to the transit. I am having a negative perception because of the conjunction between Mercury and Saturn. It is more about identifying that to do something different, to change our energy and to build, more stability inside ourselves so we can align with the goals that we really want to construct. This is the thing with Saturn. And the other thing that I wanted to add, it is that Mercury, it is going to, Mercury and Venus, this is something that I mentioned before, they both are going to be retrograde between the first degrees of Aries and the last degrees of Pisces. So in those house or houses, you are going to have the review of both of them. So Mercury, when retrograde in April, it is going to have another approach with Saturn. It is not going to be exact, the conjunction, but in mathematical degrees, but Venus, it is going to be present. And I am mentioning this because this is for you to understand that the things that are starting right now or that are emerging right now are part of a process that involves the eclipses, that involves April. So there are many things that are being connected right now. Okay. February 27th, Mercury in Pisces creating this, perfecting the sextile with Uranus in Taurus. I mentioned this in the video of the new moon because it is part of the configuration. In fact, this is perfected hours before. And it goes together with the conjunction with Saturn. This is about implementing that change, understanding, being aware of the synchronicity, the creative solution, the insight that is helping us to build in the long term the changes that we want to build, the dreams that we want to manifest. But also we have to take in account that the new moon it is given in this square with Jupiter. I talked about this. I'm going to add something at the end of the video because we are going to see that this transit it is going to be perfected by the end. Okay, so March 1st, I'm going to continue. I'm going to do the clarifications at the end. March 1st, Mercury enters in the shadow period, which is this period between, March 1st until March 15th, which is the day that Mercury starts to be retrograde, in which it is going to go through the mathematical degrees that it is going to review later. So conversations, bureaucracies that are also linked with Mercury, conversations, important conversations, processes, decisions that we are taking, all of that is going to be reviewed later. And at the same time, Venus starts that same day its retrogradation in the degree 10 of Aries. That goes until April 12th, and it goes to the until the degree 24 of Pisces. So, okay, this period of Venus in retro, this means that all the topics that are linked, it is not like Mercury actually, because Mercury is linked with what I was saying, mental processes, conversations, decisions. Of course, they are implied, but Venus is linked with relationships, and not only romantic ones, relationships that are important, one-to-one relationships, the relationship with ourselves, satisfaction, plenitude, pleasure, creativity, desires of the soul, value, the things that we think that are really worth. So all of these things are going to be reevaluated during this period. And it is important to take in account the house or houses that these mathematical degrees are involving in Aries and in Pisces. So I don't know if I repeated this before. I don't care. Okay, so this period for many people, perhaps it is not that comfortable, but it is necessary because it is a period where we are reevaluating our desires and the dynamics that we are sustaining in relationships, and we are reevaluating many things, in fact. So I'm going to put an example so you can understand, because we are not always attracted, or we are not always attracting what it is truly bringing. Perhaps it is truly connected with those desires of the soul, and these periods are the ones that are helping us to connect with that. For example, a person that could be in this hyper independence, Venus in Aries is a Venus with a lot of independence, with initiative. So people that incarnate this Venus could be that way, or also be attracted with people that way. But perhaps there is this insight in this period of, well, I really want to share in a different way. And I am identifying that perhaps this hyper independence is coming from a pattern in which I am not allowing energy of other people entering in my life because of fear of rejection, abandonment, etc. So it is a moment where we connect with desire in a different way. Also could be linked with, well, I am the one that is always taking the initiative. So what about this relationship in here if I don't do that anymore, because I am not feeling that reciprocity? If I don't call that friend every time, there is no encounter. So if I don't fear the relationship, what happens? For other people, it is about, on the contrary, I am having a lot of emotional codependencies that are not leading me to assume the leadership of my own experience, to do things alone, or that keeps us away. It could keep the person away from feeling that satisfaction. So in relationships, so everything that we are evaluating is linked with these levels of self-love that goes beyond what happens on the outside. In the end, that leads us to find ways of connecting with plenitude and satisfaction inside, to take those initiatives on the outside. But we are going to deepen later. As I said, this could not be the most comfortable period, but it is very important to see things from other perspective, as it is in synchronicity with the eclipses season. There could be beginnings and endings too in relationships, because this is part of the eclipses season, right? On March 2nd, Mercury makes a conjunction with the North Node, perfects it, and a conjunction with Neptune. It is also an activation that is part of this time of the year of the eclipse season, because the Karma node it is involved. So in here we are being called to make a new decision, to learn something new, because we are talking about Mercury, to having a conversation in a very, very different way. This is something very new for us. But because Neptune it is participating, it is like we don't understand quite clearly what is on the other side. And Neptune could be linked with this fog, like I don't have information, I don't see clear on the other side. So that has a function, and the function is to connect with our intuition, to find the certainties inside. Because if we try to seek from our rational spaces all the information, that is going to lead to confusion, crisis of sense, being lost, etc. And whatever thing we are like starting or realizing during these days, well, it is linked with a process again, and it is something very new, and that probably involves like to leave something that was familiar but limiting behind, because every conjunction with the north node, it is an opposition with the south node. So this is going to be an interesting transit too. And at last, we have that same day, March 2nd, the Sun in Pisces perfecting the square with Jupiter in Gemini. So this I explained it in the video of the full moon, no, the new moon, because, well, basically this is linked with taking away the veils of what we want or what we expect of reality, to truly connect with our own truth, the options that have sense, the paths that are connected with that higher sense in the experience. Because as I said, Jupiter and Gemini could be linked with all the options that are things that we cannot embrace at the same time. And also, to develop our dreams from a space that we are truly connected with possibilities in here and now. Also, this is a moment to question our own beliefs that are, limiting ones that are preventing us from listening to that intuition. So, well, family, I am going to end this video here. Thank you, everyone, and see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.